Hey, what's up, everybody? We're down at the Aliante parking garage right now, and we're going to do another test run of FSD 14.1.5 on the Cybertruck. I've had this for about a week now, and it's been performing really well, but there's also a few little things that I've had to mark here and there. But I want to take you guys along the ride, and we'll do another test run down on the strip and see how well it does. So first, we're in the parking garage here at the Aliante Casino, and we're going to exit and head down to the New York, New York. Take me to the New York, New York hotel. All right, let's go ahead and hit self-driving. We'll reverse out and see how well it can find the exit here at this parking garage. Okay, it says exits to the right, but we're gonna hook left here. Yeah, it looks like it switched to right. So I don't know if it saw the sign or saw the layout here, but it is correctly going to the exit. First try. Look at that. Okay, this says no exit. So we need to go to, let's see what it does. Nope. That is not the exit. That's one way, and it's up to the upper levels. So I'm going to go ahead and mark that. And let's pull forward to the exit. Here we go. So that's a little bit of a tricky one. Most garages, the exit and the upper level are the same ramp. This garage has different one-way ramps for going up and going down. So a little bit tricky. We'll have to keep testing this garage, see how well it does. Okay, we're proceeding to the front of the casino where we'll find our exit lane. I'm gonna go ahead and make this full screen again. Most of this drive I'll try to keep it full screen. I'm not sure if I've got the setting on to expand every time. I believe there is a setting, actually. Let's look at that. It is on. Expand full self-driving visualization. So far, every left turn has been really good on FSD 14 with the Cybertruck. I haven't had any issues with it getting too close to the medians. The truck doing a really good job of slowing down to match the speed so that we can merge behind this vehicle. One thing I've been noticing is in previous versions, in version 13 on the Cybertruck, there were a few areas and a few instances where it liked to bias towards the left lane line, even sometimes in the right lane. So we would be riding up against that center line. I haven't noticed that at all in version 14, specifically 14.1.5. I'm going to keep us in standard for most of this drive, so we'll see how well it does. See when it decides to go around slow traffic, like this vehicle in front of us, and when it decides to not do that. In my first test video, posted before this one, I did do a lot of Mad Max testing, so if you're looking to see some Mad Max, go check out that video. Okay. Deciding to go around this vehicle, which is interesting because I've noticed that standard likes to stay at about 72 miles per hour. Now that they're exiting, we'll probably move over back to that right lane. We'll see what the car does. No, it's keeping us in the left lane. So as cars come up behind us, it should merge over to the right to get out of their way and let them pass on the left. But it looks like it is not doing that. You see the driver monitoring is still fairly strict. Nothing unbearable, but if you do look away at mirrors or the screen too long, it will beep at you like that. Okay, we've got a car approaching us from behind. We should merge over to the right now. I'm gonna let the truck do its thing. But in my typical driving, I would go ahead and merge over to the right, let them pass on the left. About 10:30 p.m. on a Saturday here in Las Vegas. So we should get some decent amount of traffic on the highway near the Strip as well as we're going around. Let's see. I've got it set to park, but we're going to test out Curbside when we get to the New York and see what it'd be like going to the entrance of the casino and doing a pickup or drop off. we'll be exiting the 215 here and transferring to I-15, and then heading down to Tropicana, I believe. Really comfortable speed for this transfer. I did a lot of driving today, going to different shops and parks and people's places, and it did an amazing job nailing the parking at each location 100% of the time. So I was really impressed with that. Standard seems to be doing a really good job of going roughly the same speed as everybody else on the freeway with us. Okay, as we start to get closer to the strip, we'll get more traffic here on I-15 with us. We'll see how well the truck handles everybody. Got a brand new Model Y. Looks like on the side of us over there. It'd be cool one day if we could see special icons for these Tesla models as the vehicle recognizes them next to us. Looks like they're on self-driving as well. And they're probably on the standard profile. Okay, the car slowed down and put a really good gap behind our lead vehicle here. Unlike some of these vehicles to the left, you can see them tailgating pretty bad. So we've got about 3.5 miles to go up ahead. Interesting that the truck is putting us in the right lane. I feel like normally it would stay to the left a little bit longer to pass vehicles, but we are going at decent speed, so I don't see any issue with that. Slowing down quite a bit here. We do have our exit coming up in 2 miles. So standard seems to be staging for our exit in the right lanes fairly early on, which is good to ensure that you don't miss your exit. We've got some congestion here and vehicles merging in and off. The truck doing a really good job at managing this. Doing a really good job slowing down for these vehicles that did brake pretty harshly in front of us. I think both of these lanes exit. It's choosing the rightmost exit lane, but we may need to merge back left once we get to the exit. It looks like it handled this really well. Interesting. So we'll be making a right onto Las Vegas Boulevard up here and then a U-turn. It keeps putting the left turn indicator on, but we do need to stay in this lane if we're going to follow the navigation on the map. Okay, now we're preparing for our left turn lane up ahead where we can make a U-turn. It needs to select the leftmost turn lane, and it is. Really nice U-turn. And now we can turn left onto Tropicana and then find the entrance for the New York, New York, and see where it drops us off. All right, following that arc for that left turn really well, then immediately switching over to the right as we need to be in the right lane for the New York, New York on our right. You see we've got curbside showing now in our destination options. Okay, we want to be in this lane. So this is the correct lane. Left is valet, and we're not doing valet. And we don't want to be in the right lane because that's for cabs only. So the truck correctly is picking the perfect route so far. And then here we are, curbside. So it should pull up behind this white vehicle and park. Which it did perfectly. Look at that. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and engage again, and then we can set our next destination. Take me to the Bellagio. All right, as soon as this cab ahead of us moves, then we'll follow him out and head to the Bellagio. We've got somebody taking a selfie with us there. So his cab in front is just sitting there. It looks like they might be waiting for somebody to hop in, but we'll see. We'll just continue to wait here and see how well the truck navigates us out of this situation. All right, we've got to watch these pedestrians, but then we should be able to move forward after the pathway clears. Perfect. Okay, finding an opening here to go around. Perfect. All right, let's set curbside for the Bellagio and see how well we do at the entrance of that hotel. Well, so far that was a massive success. The only issue where I did have to take over was the original parking garage we were trying to exit, and that is a tricky one. So we'll keep testing that with future updates and see how well it does. Okay, the car correctly stopping behind here at this pedestrian crosswalk. I didn't see that guy. The car saw it before I even saw him. Super impressed with that. coming to a full stop and now proceeding. I know NHTSA's still requiring a full stop all the way to 0 at every stop sign, although sometimes it makes it feel a little uncomfortable, like the other vehicles don't know if you're going to let them go, even though we have the right of way. Okay, we've got pedestrians crossing here on the right, so we'll need to watch for them. See, these cars did not wait for them. And now we're being hesitant, but once they started stepping back onto the sidewalk, the truck took that as intent of not crossing, I would assume. Although, me personally, I would have waited and let them go. We have another crosswalk here we need to watch out for. Nobody in it or starting to walk in it, so we were fine. Okay, turning on to Las Vegas Boulevard now. The truck doing a really good job at that left turn, perfectly staying center in the lane, perfect arc. The taillights on these new Model Ys are really nice in person. I don't know if you guys can tell in the video, but it is really clean looking. Okay, now we'll be making a left into the Bellagio. Okay, we've got the green light here. We watch for pedestrians, but also not let them block us out. The car did really well. Didn't need to do anything. Did not do any hesitation or braking. Okay, we've got a lot of pedestrians here that we'll need to go around, but we do need to stay in this right lane. So the car is handling this really well as well. We'll need to go around them. Looks like a fountain show is about to begin. So that's why it's pretty crowded. No issues at all getting around these pedestrians on the street. And here is our drop-off. So it should park here. Okay, pulling up. There's no parking or waiting here, is what that sign says. It is pulling over to the right though for our drop off, which I think is perfect. All right, let's head out of here. Take me to Town Square. All right, we're gonna head to the Town Square Mall. We'll see. It's closed right now, but there's a lot of street parking, so I do want to see if we can find some street parking today and see how well it does. But so far, driving on the strip with curbside at these hotels is a piece of cake. I can't imagine there's ever going to be any issues with those destinations. Okay, we do have a crossing guard here waving us through. We'll see how well the truck does. It's following that direction. Version 14 has been really good with that. Previous builds, sometimes if they were a little bit in the lane, even though they were waving us through, it would get really hesitant or even stop. So far on both the Model Y and the Cybertruck on version FSD version 14, I haven't noticed any issues with that at all. All right, let's go ahead and make sure we've got park and street selected. That's correct. Destination options, doing a really good job at remembering preferences. Again, this entire drive's been done in the standard speed profile, reacting instantly to that yellow light so that we have a nice smooth stop. Love it. Edging over a little bit to the right there as we had some construction, a little bit of dirt in the lane. Felt very comfortable and natural. We had another issue with the GoPro there where it cut out. That was unfortunate. So far we haven't done anything, just drive straight. You saw that we just went through a fairly stale yellow light but had enough time. Going around those plates in the lane right there, there's nobody on our right, so that was actually really impressive. Not necessary, especially in the Cybertruck, but you can see that it is paying attention to what's in the lane. And if it deems it as something that we should go around, it's going around it. Okay, the truck is starting to merge right. We do have Town Square about half a mile up ahead on our right. So far, really impressed. Again, I've had this little less than a week. I've had FSD 14.1.5 on the Cybertruck, and I've been really impressed. The first day or two that I had it, I noticed a little bit more brake hesitation and a little more reactions to things that I didn't know what it was reacting to, especially with those hesitations. I've also noticed throughout this entire time a little bit of jerky lane selection for multiple left turn lanes. It's like it'll start to go into the leftmost one and then kind of cut back into that rightmost left turn lane. I've seen that a few times and marked a few of those. But other than that, this version's been insanely good. I mean, you've seen here tonight. The only thing I've had to do this entire trip is when we were starting off at the Aliante Casino outside the strip, it just had that really confusing parking garage where it viewed that ramp as the exit, but we actually had to go down one more spot to get to a secondary ramp that was the exit for the parking garage. Other than that, everything's been perfect. I had it drop us off at the front of the New York Hotel. I had it drop us off at the front of the Bellagio. Both of those handled perfectly. Got us right up to the front and parked. Perfect. All of the other navigation on the strip has been perfect. I haven't had any interventions. I haven't need to even touch the wheel, really. So it's been amazing this entire trip. I'm not sure. I haven't seen any expansions of this version yet. So that with it being almost a week, that leads me to believe they're working on a newer version. I don't know if that's going to be FSD 14.2 or if we're going to get a 14.1.6. We'll have to see what Tesla AI is up to when it happens, when they release it. But so far, I don't see too much in this version that needs polishing. So I would imagine fairly soon this will go out to all the Cybertrucks. Okay, we're coming up on our destination. We've got street parking, but it does look like it's wrapping us around to the front of the mall. So we'll see where we decide to park. This is all parallel parking on the street. So I'd really like to see how well the Cybertruck handles that. The Model Y handles it perfectly. Okay, this is all valet right here. But if we drive straight ahead, we will have some open and available options. And here we go. 2 spots to our right. Perfect. Actually 3. So we'll probably just be able to pull in head first, which the truck is doing. All right, looks like it's going to take us back 1 spot. Or 2 spots. So it's taking us all the way back in front of this other Model Y. Perfect. Well, I can't tell you how impressed. I mean, I couldn't be any more impressed with 14.1.5 on the Cybertruck. Having the start self-driving button, having reverse and destination parking, it really changes the game. Yeah, I mean, you're going from parking spot to parking spot. You get in, put in your destination, hit start, go to your destination and park. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. So hats off to Tesla AI. You guys are killing it. Can't wait to test out the newer versions, watch it even get better and better and better. Really looking forward to actually Smart Summon on the Cybertruck. So we'll see what they have in store with us there. And I really appreciate you guys watching. I'll keep doing these videos. If I don't get a new version soon, I'll be back out here in a few days or a week. If I do get, as soon as I do get a new version on the Cybertruck, I'll come straight out. We'll test it out. We'll see how it does. And yeah, if you have any comments or see anything that I missed, or just want to say hi, let me know in the comments. And I love speaking with you all, and I'll see you in the next video.